back. Let me fix my collar. Like last week, this is a special week here at Common Time. And it's special because for the second week in a row, dun dun, our weekly Wisdom Wednesday webinar series is actually on Wednesday. Woo, yeah. There's a studio audience behind me. You can't see them, but trust me, they're there. My name is Michael, and I'm the Education and Outreach Coordinator here at CommonTime Online. And CommonTime is your all-inclusive, interactive, purpose-built, arts-focused booking platform, your virtual home for the arts, where we're connecting learners of all types, from educators who are sponsoring tons of learners to individuals that are just sitting on their couches trying to get guitar lessons. We're connecting all of those people with unprecedented access to the artists and arts organizations around the world that are making it happen. Sign up today at commontime.online to start your very own arts journey or help support someone else as they walk along their own arts path. Today, we're talking about fundraising. And arts organizations, in my opinion, are the kings of fundraising. Even the New York Philharmonic or the Chicago Symphony is constantly fundraising, and these are some of the most iconic arts organizations in existence. The Met Opera, constantly fundraising. Every museum you've ever been to. I remember my hometown, the Columbus Museum, actually had a donation box right there at the front door to just let you know, hey, we have all this beautiful art and it costs money to get in, but we're still fundraising. Fundraising is one of the most vital aspects of running any types of arts organization, whether you're talking about an elementary school choir, to a full opera company, to a middle school band, to a small town ballet troupe. You're all fundraising. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about some of my experiences with fundraising, some of the issues with those experiences, and how Common Time can kind of step in to add a fresh, innovative method for you to fundraise and get those funds through fundraising so that you can raise funds. Yeah. So coming up, my most formal music experiences, I would say, started in middle school. Elementary school, we had general music and we did choir, but my mindset wasn't the same at that time. So I consider my formal music training starting at middle school. And in middle school, one of my, the biggest fundraising experience I had is that we sold cookie dough. And if you are a public school teacher, whether you're a football coach or a band director or a choir director, you are familiar with these types of fundraisers. We would take around order sheets and we would go to our friends and family, door to door, go to church, what have you, and get people to order this cookie dough. And when they ordered the cookie dough, they would need to give you a check or cash for that cookie dough. Now that I'm looking at it, we really didn't give receipts, but that's neither here nor there. Or maybe it is. I'm trying to kind of explain to you some of my experiences with fundraising, see if you can relate, and then kind of go through some of the issues with that. So the first issue off the bat that I think of it, and I'm not the best salesman, is that you turn these kids into salesmen. And especially me coming from a middle-class background, I had to convince members of my family to buy this cookie dough. It wasn't enough for them to just do it out of the kindness of their heart. Nothing badly against my family, but we just weren't the kind of family that was going to throw around 30, 40, 50 bucks for some cookie dough. So you can go to middle school band at a school that's free. What are the problems with this kind of student salesman, item selling type of fundraising that a lot of different type of institutions do. Number one, you're turning your kids into salesmen. You are putting the fate of your program in the hands of a 12-year-old child who could barely, convince his teacher that his dog ate his homework, let alone convince someone to buy a tub of frozen cookie dough that they're going to receive 3 months from now. Also, one thing that I think about now as a parent is we have these students collecting money, in some cases, large sums of money, and then transporting that back and forth to school to kind of give to their teacher or whoever's operating this fundraiser. In a lot of schools, I remember in elementary school, we also sold stuff too, but I digress. Selling stuff, that's what I'm talking about. It's one of the most common fundraisers, and I don't like it. Another band program that I actually worked with also sold this cookie dough. And I was speaking with one of their directors, and it actually made me remember the second problem with selling this stuff was then distributing it. So after we sold all of this cookie dough, we then had to distribute it to the people so they could get the product that they paid for. For me, that meant taking boxes of frozen cookie dough on the bus, lugging it down the street, and then hoping that my father would take me to drop off these people's cookie dough. This wasn't the type of fundraiser that did deliveries. We actually had to distribute this. And a lot of those logistics are left out of the conversation. I've had a chance to meet with reps from different fundraising companies that sell these type of products, and they try to sell you on the bottom line. Like, you're selling each cookie dough for this, and for each tub, you're going to get this. All you need to do is sell X amount of cookie doughs to get $10,000. You have 100 kids in your band program. If each kid sells 5 cookie doughs, that's what they sell you on. But they don't usually key in on those logistics that actually make the fundraiser work. And as you will notice with any arts organization, they want that repeat business. NPR thrives off that same grandma giving $15 a month every month for 30 years. That's how these services and these organizations thrive. So I had to get my dad to help me then lug around this cookie dough. When you look at it from start to money in the school's bank account, we're talking 6 months. A month, 2, 3 months of selling, 3, 4 months of shipping, another few weeks for distribution, and then a month or more to see that money return to you. I worked with a band program down in Florida, shout out Plant City, and they used to sell the world's finest chocolate. I think that's one of the most common fundraisers upon, like across all different types of fundraising. It's a really old company, and to their credit, the chocolate is actually fire. The chocolate is really, really good. But then we get down to these key logistics that really make your fundraiser a hit or miss. And when you're thinking about the high school level, you've got these parents for 4 years. You need them fundraising 4 years. And these type of negative experiences are going to make them to be less involved with the program and less involved with the fundraising. Okay. World's finest chocolate, for when they front you the chocolate. And if you've ever seen any movie that has to deal with people selling certain items, getting fronted the item almost never works out for you. Here's what I've seen happen. Oh, more details. Each chocolate bar sells for $1. From that, you get X percentage. The kid sells a box, turns the money back in, and then they get another box. And if you need more boxes, you can keep ordering it. But at the end of the day, if you have 100 boxes of chocolate, you owe World's Finest X dollars or X dollars plus boxes of chocolate. I think you can return the chocolate. But either way, If they gave you $1,000 worth of chocolate, they need $1,000 cash or chocolate. And then whatever is on top of that is what the school keeps. And I think there's 60 pieces of chocolate per box. So we had a student, left the box of chocolate on the bus, boom, mom had to fork over $60 because the school owed World's Finest now. And they have the students sign out the chocolate. So like once you take this chocolate, that's your $60. You're either bringing us back chocolate or you're bringing us back $60. That parent, I would be very surprised if they ever participated in another fundraiser after that. Plant City, where I used to teach in Florida, that's the type of community where a $60 bill out of nowhere could tank a month. Just being honest with you. That's the type of community where a random $60 expense could mean not getting something else. And we're not getting that recidivism that you need for successful programs and repeat fundraising efforts. In high school, we used to sell poinsettias at Christmas time. To my director's credit, I think this fundraiser actually did make good money. But when you look at the time, what it was worth, when you put minimum wage behind all the hours spent making it happen, did you really make a lot of money? You know, time is money. And I've even started thinking about that. If you look at the time it took you to gain something and you apply minimum wage to that, that kind of helps you see it a little bit more clearly. And when you do some of these fundraisers, you're looking at it like, you know, we got $5,000, but if we had to work those hours at Popeyes, we would have got $10,000. You know, you get into those type of situations, which to me is how you identify worthwhile versus not worthwhile fundraising. Okay, the poinsettias, we sell them at Christmas. I think we were partnered with some kind of farm or service. We would take orders for them and we would take the people's money. Once again, that transferring money, money gets lost, money gets stolen, money gets misplaced. And then now your kid or your parent is on the hook to that person to make that right. A lot of these fundraising strategies are turning your families into small companies, which they don't want to do. The Skillern household doesn't have a customer service department. The customer service department was called "Get Out of My Face." So the poinsettias, we sold them, and then everyone had to come volunteer, the whole band, 50, 60, 70 people, come to school on a Saturday, and then kind of operate this pickup zone. We stayed out there for maybe 5-6 hours while people picked up their poinsettias. And what helps you, put it in perspective is you take 60 people, you pay a minimum wage for 5 hours. Let's do some math. So you've got 60 people, you're paying $7.75 US an hour. That's $465 an hour times 5 hours. That's about $2,300. So if you're not making more than $2,300 off that fundraiser, then your students would have been better off working at McDonald's for 5 hours and then returning that to you. That's not counting all of the hours that they've spent trying to sell this stuff, calling their family, sending it to their mom's job. That doesn't even include all of those hours. And you get to the point where these fundraisers are kind of diminishing returns when you look at the amount of time that's being spent on them, right? And then the huge logistical effort of getting the kids up there on a Saturday to pass out these poinsettias. It's a lot. Another fundraising effort I've been a part of was a silent auction. This type of fundraiser, I'm not sure how it did financially, but it required a lot of moving pieces. A silent auction is much harder in the time of COVID. Selling stuff is harder in the time of COVID. Asking people to donate items that people actually want for this silent auction is difficult in a lot of communities. I've taught in some communities and been in some Title I schools for the international community. Title I schools in the US are usually schools in poorer districts. They receive different types of funding because of this. These are not going to be your blue chip, prep schools. These are going to be the school that your middle class to below middle class demographic are going to be attend. These are not the country club schools. You get into some of these communities where you're asking people to basically give away stuff in order to fund these programs. And a lot of times these options just don't work for a lot of people. I've seen schools selling coupon cards where it's like a little card, it's like the size of a credit card, and your school or your district has to partner with different businesses in the community. Where, let's say, what's a business near me? Schweppes, they sell ginger ale. Schweppes may say, come to our store with the coupon card for a 10% discount. Or Michael Skiller's oil change may say, come for $20 off an oil change. And the Pizza Hut on Macon Road may say, you get one free small pizza with the order of a large pizza. And the idea is that if you pay $20 for the coupon card, there's more than $20 worth of value that you could get from it. Once again, you're asking your people that just gave you $20 to spend more money to receive the benefit of what you sold to them. These cards, in my opinion, have been difficult to sell. They often go unused by the purchasers, and you have to go through that process of getting that corporate support to be able to pull this off. Another arts organization, or just organization I look at frequently, is NPR. If you're a fan like me, you understand this message. And good morning. We're back with our spring pledge drive. We just need another $500 to stop the ads for this hour. And when you donate the money to them, you do it, you receive, they usually give gifts, but the gifts are so undervalued compared to what you're giving. So for maybe a $200 donation or $15 a month signed up for a year, you might get a tote bag or a wine glass or a CD of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony from the Florida Orchestra, these types of things. And the items they're giving you are vastly undervalued. What all of these things have in common is that they're depending on the goodness of patrons' heart in order to do this fundraising. And in my opinion, except for your really top tier organizations, that's oftentimes not enough. This is why you see, if you're an American, this is why you see people spend hundreds of dollars in the store, and then they won't drop 2 nickels into that Salvation Army Christmas fundraising can. This is why you see people spend hundreds, thousands of dollars at any given store, but they will not give NPR $15 a month. And it's because the value that they receive, they do not perceive what they receive to be valued at $15 a month. Even though, who am I to judge? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Obviously, to some people it's not, or NPR wouldn't be asking for money because everyone who's ever listened to it would have given the $15. The biggest problem with all these fundraisers are the logistics, what you're doing to your kids and what you're doing to the members of your organization. Like I said, the logistics of pulling it off, and then offering something to your patrons or your donors that is less valuable than what you're asking them to give. Just the fact that we're making students happy through a music education is not going to be enough to fund your program. In some communities it is, in some communities it's not. What you need to be doing, especially if you're an arts organization, whether this is a middle school band or a community theater, you need to offer something to donors that proves its value to them. I do not want to give $50 to your organization in return for a pen. That's just not going to cut it, especially times are hard right now. You got to give your value. Here is how I think CommonTime can help you innovate and kind of move your fundraising strategy into the 21st century. So CommonTime, for you all out there, we partner with arts organizations and offer them an unprecedented streaming platform where they can stream events and then immediately monetize them. They can sell tickets for live streamed virtual events. Also, they can sell downloadable pre recorded events as well. This is what this means for you. This means that ABC Middle School Choir can do their concert, and this is so timely with the lockdowns and COVID still looming. They can have their concert, live stream it, charge $5 a ticket, and now grandma out in Tennessee can listen to it. Your pen pal in Thailand can listen to it. Other students from other schools all around the globe can buy tickets to this concert for $5. What better fundraiser than the gift of music? The promise of music making might not be enough to get us to donate to your fundraiser, but a concert ticket, that's way different. Just imagine your students contacting their family, friends, sending them a simple link, boop, link, and then saying, hey, grandma, get a ticket to our next choir concert. You can watch it. And if you can't watch it, you'll receive the recorded concert because you already paid for it. Hey, auntie, uncle, tune into my concert. I haven't seen you since the last family reunion at Uncle Jim's house. Support us. You're not asking them to buy some cookie dough that's going to sit in the freezer. You're not asking them to buy popcorn that's getting delivered stale 3 months later. You're not asking them to buy a poinsettia that's only usable for one season of the year. You're not asking your kids to become corporations. You're not turning your moms and your dads of your organizations into customer service officers. You're actually giving something with value. And you can ticket it however you like. If you're a high school symphony orchestra and the professional orchestra is charging $50 a ticket, maybe you need 15. That's totally fine. And the backside of that is that you can then post those concert videos for downloads that will live there forever. Now you're getting money while you sleep. You could wake up to 10 more people purchasing this concert. You could wake up to 50 people purchasing this concert, and all it takes is a single link. No order forms, no inventory, no logistics, no schlepping things around, no customer service, no upset parents having to pay for lost chocolate, none of that. You live stream your events, you send out the links. It's an easy, pain-free way to do fundraising. And let's say those fundraising examples I gave you, let's say those actually work really well for you. You're still going to have concerts. You know that it's COVID. You know that people have out-of-town families. Why not still stream them? Why not? The out-of-town family concept hits home for me because I grew up in a military town. So anytime that I was in school, at any given point, half the kids in my class, parents were not there. Dad or mom was overseas. Maybe they're actually from California, but got stationed in Georgia, where I'm from in the United States. For all of those reasons, I really think that for you organizations, using CommonTime as kind of your standard for fundraising and using live streaming as a way to generate funds and selling your content is going to be key as we move forward in this world that's moving increasingly more digital. Breathe some fresh air into your fundraising efforts. Streamline it, make it easy, and share the art that you're making. Is the whole community really taking advantage of what you can offer? Maybe they would come to that elementary school choir concert. Maybe they'd come to that community theater event if they could download it and watch it on their own time. And maybe even they're not interested in the opera, but they just want to support. Having that saved copy of that opera, treating it like a DVD, something you can watch whenever you want, maybe your patrons will find that more valuable than a tote bag or a pen or another wine glass or a chocolate bar or frozen cookie dough or popcorn. You get what I'm saying. So you're hearing my words. You decided some of that fundraising stuff, it does make money, maybe it doesn't, but I want to do this. I want to live stream our events and I want to get money that way. I want to post pre-recorded events. I want to have my students posting solos of their solo works on there. I want my students doing little chamber pieces for Mother's Day and then selling downloadable copies of that mothers can buy or anyone who has a mother can buy for them. How does it work? Let me show you how it works. I'm going to share my screen. Share. Okay. So when you head to www.commontime.online, oops, I think it needs to be without the www. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that's about. Oh, it's because of the www. It's just commonTime.online. I've actually never typed www before, so I'm not sure why I did it then. But anywho, commontime.online, that's the website we're working on right now. And of course, the link to this will be posted in our blog where this recorded webinar will live. You head here. Now, for me, I'm going to go ahead and log out. Okay. So this is what your screen will look like when you first get here. And you'll see under our arts organizations tab, there are already several different organizations that are live streaming their content with us. Okay. And an example, if we look at the Domenico Savino Music Association, you will have your title up here, the director. So this could say middle school band, community theater, ballet troupe. Then it'll say your director who's in charge, when you join. This is part of our giving campaign where anyone who purchases something from here, we're giving a arts lesson of equal or lesser value with one of our CommonTime artists. Like I told you in the beginning, we're an all-purpose booking platform that's connecting educators and individuals to artists and arts organizations through live stream events, live stream recitals, concerts, master classes, lessons, and pre-recorded content as well. And we connect people with artists and arts organizations they possibly never would have heard of to kind of build cultural connection and get more professional artists into our schools. Because if we can agree on anything, it's that the world needs more art. Anywho, you have a little organization statement just about what you are, what you do. There's an option for you to put a video, an option for a photo gallery, and then down here are where your events will live. So for example, the Domenico Savino Association is live streaming Beethoven's Ninth on February 20th. And if I were signed in, it would allow me to come here, purchase tickets, and if I were logged in, it would allow me to book it here. We do require login to purchase, and that login takes minutes. You can sign up as an individual or an educator. It takes a couple minutes, and then your purchase will be on and popping. So back at the homepage, you want to sign up your arts organization, your school music ensemble, your school drama club, your community theater, your church choir. You want to sign them up because you want to fundraise in a more innovative way. You click sign up. You're going to register. I'm talking to arts organizations here, arts organizations. You type in an email. You type in a password. You type in the password again, and you hit, oh, well, I already have this, but you hit join CommonTime. If you're using a new email address, then you'd see this. You'd see all of this. Let me use a different email. and see if I can do it. Okay. So once you have registered with an email and a password, you fill out the name of your organization. I can say Cheney Middle School Band. You put your name, Michael, your title, director of bands, or maybe your boosters want to run this. You could say booster president. Your city, I'm from Columbus, Georgia. If you're international, you could replace this with the province. These are not drop downs, they're fully typable. So you can enter whatever works for your country. Select your time zone, and I can say United States Eastern. Organization website link. I won't put in a link. Organization logo, you upload a picture. A video, you upload that. Photos, then your statement. Cheney. So we could put the Cheney Middle School Band. The Cheney Middle School Band's mission is to provide a holistic education to our students and an amazing musical experience for all stakeholders. Hopefully, you're a better typer than me. All right, next up. Oh, and if you fill out anything incorrectly, you'll get the link. So let's just type www.michaelskillern.com. That's my personal website. An organization logo. I don't know if you have to have that immediately. Okay, so you do have to have a video link. So I'll just go to YouTube and just post the first video link I see. Okay. So I'll post this video link. And then everything else you could also fill out. Wants me to enter a URL. So I've got to enter the HTTPS. It's all very straightforward, and every step of the way, the platform's helping you. Please select a file. So it does want me to upload a logo. Let's see if I have any quick pictures that I can use. What about this picture? Okay. And it wants me to add something to the photo gallery. What about this picture? All right, now let's try. Okay, and now your arts organization is up and running. Here on your account page, you can see what you have upcoming, any events, any sessions, recent messages, and a referral link for people to find you on our platform. Virtual series. So this is where your events will live, the virtual series. And if you click on this tab here, you see a virtual series and you have either interactive learning series. This is where you're going to be doing something that requires participation. Okay. A live stream performance. This is where you'll be performing, and pre-recorded, where you can upload your video unlisted to YouTube or Vimeo. You name the performance, put a description, put a photo. You can kind of select a category of what your art falls into. You can select what age groups it's appropriate for, what languages you're offering, the link to your unlisted video. We accept Vimeo and YouTube links, and then how much you want to charge for it. And you can charge anything from $0 to $1 million. Whatever you think your art is worth. Okay, back on the home page. Sessions. This is where you will see any sessions you have booked. So, arts organizations can book artists. So, if you click up here on the artist roster, you can see a percussionist, an improv actor, a bassoon player, a Middle Eastern musician specializing in the Middle Eastern string instruments, a flautist, a choral director, a pianist and conductor, a dancer, percussionist, a visual artist, a painter. All of these artists that are on our platform, you can actually bring them in to your classrooms to work with your students. And these are artists from all around the world. Just on this page, we've got a pianist in Italy, a guitar player from Hong Kong, a composer from the United States, a pianist from Slovakia, a choir director from the US, a painter from India, a DJ from India, a choral director from Germany. All of these people able to come into your class, and you can book them by simply clicking book a session. You can check out their info. You see here that this person is a choral director, vocalist, opera singer. You can see their artist statement. You can see a video. You can check out some of their photos. You click book a session, and you can select, do you want a small group? Do you want a classroom session? Do you want a free meet and greet for 10 minutes? How long you want it to be, what you want it to be about, what level your students are at, what age group your students are, any learning goals that you want. You book a time, it'll give you a price, and then you check out. That's how you book an artist. Okay. Then upcoming events. These are events that you have booked. So we also have an events tab up here, and you will see different events like the Global Family Virtual Choir, Beethoven's Ninth, Madame Butterfly. Any event that you purchase tickets to, you can see them there. Personal info. This is the info you filled out during the sign up. You can add different members to your organization. Virtual series. This is where you're going to upload your fundraising content. Sessions. These are sessions that you have booked. You can see them future and past. Events. Messages. We have an in-house messaging system where people can contact you and you can also message them. Payment info. We currently work with Stripe, and PayPal is coming soon. So if you enter your PayPal ID here, you can easily create a PayPal for your arts organization. That's how we transfer funds. Memberships, if you would like to purchase a membership to make it cheaper and easier for you to book artists. And then favorites. If you see an artist you like this handsome guy, you can favorite them, and then in your account, they'll pop up in your favorite so you can quickly find me for those repeat bookings. Okay. So how does the payment work? In our terms and conditions, we give 85% of all ticket value to the artist. So if your arts organization is selling tickets for $10, you keep $8.50. We keep $1.50 for the cost of hosting this video conferencing, building this website, and putting together this platform to better serve you. So I talked for about 40 minutes. I don't want to keep you long. My goals were to kind of highlight some of my fundraising experiences as a student and educator, kind of identify some of the problems with them, hoping that some of you can empathize with the difficulty of fundraising in arts organizations, and then highlight how CommonTime can radically change the way that you fundraise, then kind of give you a quick overview of exactly how that fundraising process works. And when your content is streamed, it will look just like this, just like how we're sitting here. As you saw, Beethoven 9 from Toronto, Italy, live streaming right here on CommonTime Online, February 20th. I think tickets were $10. My name is Michael. We'll see you next Wednesday. I can be reached at michael@commontime.online, Instagram at commontimeonline.online, Facebook at CommonTime Online, LinkedIn at CommonTime Online. I hope to hear from you soon, and let CommonTime help you raise those funds with something that's going to add value to your donors' lives, not a tote bag and not cookie dough. Thank you. Bye.